Realtors, if you want to know the exact Facebook ad that's generated multiple of my clients 2 to 3 deals per month, this is the video for you. I'm going to give you the entire step-by-step, click-by-click strategy so that you can implement this yourself. The first thing I want you to understand is how Facebook ads work. So the second post in your newsfeed is basically always going to be an ad. So you're pretty much always going to see an ad there, and that is what's called a newsfeed ad. So that is in the actual newsfeed. You'll see the ads on the side. These are called sidebar ads. Usually people don't click on those. It's a busy place and it's hard to grab someone's attention there. But I want to give you an analogy of like what Facebook ads is like. Facebook ads is like, you can think of it as like putting a billboard on the side of a highway. The reason is the newsfeed is a really busy place, right? Pretend you got your partner beside you, got your kids in the back. There's a lot going on and you got to use a billboard to try and get people's attention. That's what Facebook's like. You really got to get people's attention by using good graphics, good text. Like there's a lot of things I'm going to show you in this ad from spending millions of my own money on online advertising, specifically Facebook, Google, and YouTube. So I'm really excited to share this with you. There's a bunch of different types of ads. There's ads in Marketplace, there's ads in Messenger, there's ads in the newsfeed, the sidebar. There's a lot of different stuff. There's retargeting ads, which I'm not going to get into in this tutorial. That'll be for a future tutorial. So stay tuned and subscribe to the channel if you want to stay tuned for that. Now, basically what you're going to do is see these little dots up here. You're going to click those and then you're going to go over to Ads Manager. So this is going to take you to like a summary page of the ads. If you want to get into the actual place where you're going to run ads, just click over here and click Ads Manager. That's going to take you to where we're actually running our ad campaigns. Now, basically what you're going to do from here is I want you to understand something. There's 3 levels to setting up an ad. There's the campaign, the ad set, and the ad. Now you can have multiple ad sets in a campaign and you can have multiple ads within an ad set. So the campaign is more like your objective, your overall goal. The ad set is where all your targeting happens. So that's where you're going to choose like, you know, if you can, and in real estate, you can't really do this, but like your age range, your interest-based targeting, all of that stuff. And then the ad is the actual creative. So basically what we're gonna do is hit the create button here, and I'm gonna show you this ad strategy that I've been talking about. So essentially what we're gonna do here is a lead ad. So there's different types of ads, like awareness is for brand awareness, traffic is if you wanna drive traffic to your website, engagement is to create engagement on Facebook, leads is for instant forms. So these are the forms that pop up on Facebook with people's information already filled. That's what we're gonna do today. Go ahead and click next. It's going to give you a option here. We're just going to choose manual and continue. At the campaign level, you can just put leads. So I like a naming convention of like leads, and then the ad set is your targeting. What you're going to do is choose housing for special ad category. Unfortunately, in real estate, you cannot target like you used to. I've done hundreds of in-person workshops on Facebook ads. That used to be my job at a Facebook ads agency. Unfortunately, I was there when this change happened. So this was many years ago now, but basically if you're in housing, employment, credit, social issues, or politics, you can't actually target that specifically, okay? Now, basically you can choose your country, say you're in the United States. That's really all you're gonna do here. There's not a whole lot to do at the campaign level. Really, it's just basically choosing the special ad category, naming it, what country we're gonna be operating in. So the ad set, what I'm gonna show you guys is a new construction ad. Now you can use this type of ad in a variety of ways. There's the classic custom list of homes ad that you can do for like, you know, condos or, you know, detached homes or downsizing or upsizing, stuff like that. But what's working really well right now is new construction, and partly because in 2023 we've had limited inventory. And so anyways, if you guys want to get access to my masterclass where I talk about how my clients are generating 30 plus deals a year using a combination of ad platforms and video together, leave a comment down below. Leave a comment masterclass. Just tell me you want access to the masterclass, and I'll make sure I send you a link to register for that. It's an hour and a half long. I'm going to break down how to leverage online advertising kind of like this, but not just Facebook, Google, and then how to leverage YouTube and video strategies to actually warm up leads and create really like a funnel. And so leave a comment below if you want access to that. But basically the ad set, we're gonna call this new construction. Let's just say Vancouver, which is where I'm from. Basically, you're gonna go down here and you're gonna choose instant forms. So basically you have a few options here. If you wanna build like a funnel where you drive traffic to your website, and like we do this for some clients and it actually works really well. That's not the ad I'm gonna get into, but like we build custom landing pages for this strategy as well, such as this, where it's like access, you know, 400 plus developments in wherever you are. So we build custom landing pages like this, and we actually run YouTube ads and Facebook ads to those landing pages, and that works really well. But that creates an extra step of having to build a landing page. Like we build those for our clients, but it's sometimes hard for the average agent to do. So what you can do instead of that is use instant forms, and we do a bit of both. realistically. Sometimes with the website, you're going to get better quality leads, but with the instant form, they autofill their information. So it's easier for them. You usually get cheaper leads, but the quality isn't as good. So I always like to go into a quality and quantity based lead generation. It's really important that everyone understands that lead generation, in my perspective, is only the first step. It's the easy part. It's the conversion that people struggle with. And that's why in our program at Agent Launch, we focus a lot of our energy on the conversion. And we bring in some of our best clients who are doing literally 1, 2, in some cases 300 deals per year from online advertising specifically. So anyways, basically you're going to choose your Facebook page. So in this case, you could choose, let's just choose my personal here. I've accepted the terms, but if you haven't accepted the terms, you're going to need to do that. Performance goal, just leave it as maximum number of leads. You're not going to set a cost per result. Dynamic creative leave, this is basically if you want Facebook to kind of diversify your creative assets for you. I prefer personally to control them. Now there's 2 types of budgets. You can do a lifetime budget if you want to set a set campaign for something. Say you wanted to run your ads for a week, you could set a budget that runs your ads for a week. Most of the time, you're just going to do a daily budget. And you're going to set a daily budget of say $20. We can leave it at that. And so basically that would be about $600 a month. I usually with advertising recommend spending about $1,000 a month. So most of our clients were starting at about 30 or more. The reason is when you do more, you're able to focus on the better leads, because the reality is, and if anyone tells you otherwise, they're lying to you. You're going to get crap leads with this and you're going to get good leads, and you have to find the good leads. So when you spend more and you have more leads, your energy goes towards the good leads and you just start to forget about the bad ones, because it's part of the process. You're going to get fake emails, you're going to get fake phone numbers, you're going to get Donald@Disney.com and things like that. It's just part of it. So be prepared for that. That's not a bad thing. That's just part of doing a volume-based online lead generation. So what you're going to do is just leave the start date to whatever it's default to. Next is your audience. So basically the audiences are kind of complex. So before you even set up ads in the first place, especially if you're running to a website, you should have installed your Facebook Pixel on your website. Now the Pixel is a piece of code that goes on your website and allows your website to talk to your ad account, okay? This is important for retargeting. So you cannot retarget an audience that hasn't been built yet. So if you don't have that, you can't do retargeting. And you can't retarget to an audience that's also too small. So you need to get the Pixel on your website. And honestly, if you're doing lead form ads, you may not be using your website right away. You will want to connect your Facebook account to your CRM so that the leads funnel into there. And that's probably for another tutorial. But basically, you want to install your Pixel, and this is not the tutorial where I'm going to get into that. I have another tutorial on my channel you can look at, and I'll probably be making another one for 2024. But essentially, that's going to connect your ad account to your website so they can talk to each other and you can start tracking those people. The other way you retarget is people who've viewed your Facebook page or engaged with your Facebook page or engaged with your ads in some way. But essentially, there is custom audiences here, which is usually built from retargeting. So we have custom audiences built for our ads, basically that we're running. And so these audiences are literally people who viewed different videos or seen different pages on our website. And we can do that because we've essentially installed our Pixel. Also here we have location targeting. Basically, you are going to click here and choose your farm area. You are limited to a 15-mile radius. So with this though, you're not actually allowed to do much. It's not like you shouldn't do much. It would be nice if you could. I mean, when I used to teach this, you can go into detailed targeting. And you can target things like, if you just look at real estate, for example, there's a whole bunch of stuff that Facebook knows about people, basically like real estate license, real estate development, real estate. You can only really target this based on interest. And it doesn't really, if you look at the size of the audience here, it's 53 million. It's so broad. Anyone could be interested in real estate development if they follow a page related to real estate or something like that. It's not the most specific thing anymore. You used to be able to target by age and activities they were doing on Facebook and a lot more specific stuff, but the special ad category limits that, okay? So basically, you could go in here and select things like real estate development, real estate investing. It's not going to limit you. It's just giving a little bit of an idea of what you're trying to target. But real estate development, real estate investing is probably as good as you can get. You can narrow your audience. say you wanted to do like, is this going to include people who match these interests? But interest targeting is so broad. What you generally want to do these days is just let the Facebook algorithm find your ideal people, because it will read your ad, it will understand what your ad's about, and it will go ahead and find the right people anyway. If you wanted to do only people in real estate development and who are people who are interested in real estate investing, then you would narrow your audience. So this means they have to fit both interest categories. I hope this makes sense. You're not limiting yourself to these interests. It's going to target more people than just people in these categories, because Facebook knows a lot about its users. It's easier if you just put them both in the top section. I mean, you wouldn't put real estate license because that's targeting realtors, but basically leave it as this. You don't even have to put this. I want to be clear about that. I honestly, with how Facebook's targeting today works, we usually go pretty broad. And that's just the modern way of doing this. You used to be able to get super granular. You used to be able to target people who are interested in wine or like boating. When you wanted to look at targeting people on waterfront properties, you could literally target people who are interested in boating and things like that. And you used to be able to get really granular, but you can't today. Languages only make sense to change if you are trying to target people with a specific language. Otherwise, you're just gonna leave it, okay? So now we're gonna go next, and we're gonna name this new construction custom list. And I'll show you how this ad gets really interesting really fast. So what you're gonna do is your Facebook page should be set here, but you're gonna select your Instagram account as well. So mine are connected. If you don't have them connected, you're gonna need to connect them, and you do that in actually Instagram. Now we're gonna start building our ad. So it's gonna give us a preview of the ad on the right-hand side of the page. As we build this out, it's gonna give us like more and more of a preview of what this ad's gonna look like. Now there's lots of different types of ads. Like basically there's a carousel where you're gonna see multiple images, and if they click on one of them, but the thing that works the best is a single image. And I've been teaching this for a long time, and it still hasn't changed. Just a single beautiful image. So you want to come down here and essentially you want to find like a really good image that's going to speak to the audience you're trying to get to. So the image is really important. So if I go add image here, I'm going to upload from my desktop a nice new construction home, right? This is kind of, depending on your market, like you want to make the home look like it exists in your market, right? Now, it's going to give you the option to essentially change these based on the placement. But generally speaking, I just like to leave it as square. If you can change them, change them. This one's not going to let you. This is a really nice home. So 1-to-1 is the ratio you generally want to go for. Like the original here was not a square, but if you actually use a square, it's going to work in more placements. So like most of our ads, even our videos, we turn into squares. You might have seen them in the preview there. Have a really pretty home. That's really important, and change it based on the actual placements. Now, Facebook will automatically optimize. You'll see that it'll insert the headline, et cetera, in different places. So just hit done. There's not a whole lot you need to do here. Facebook's going to do that automatically. And then we're going to get into our actually text. So the primary text is what shows up in the actual post. So I have some stuff ready here. I'm just going to grab, but this is the basic structure of what you want to do. So looking for new construction homes in Vancouver, get our custom list of updated new construction homes not listed on MLS. So the why new construction works is because they're not on MLS. So you can't just, a lot of the time, so you can't just get them, on anyone's website. Sometimes they limit inventory, sometimes they're not finished yet. And so that's why a custom list with new construction is a really good type of ad. And this is why it's worked so well for the couple of my clients that have actually been doing this. So next you're gonna put in a headline. So you want this to kind of match basically what you're looking at. That's gonna show up down here where it says form on Facebook. Custom list of the latest, I would almost say hottest sounds better. Custom list of hottest new construction homes. It just has to be something like this, right? Again, you can spend all day optimizing this stuff, but usually like what I've found in marketing, it's one of our core values at Agent Launch. I mean, we have a team of 23 people, like simple scales, fancy fails. Like sometimes the simplest marketing is the best marketing. And so this is a really simple type of ad that anyone can basically set up themselves. Description, I mean, you can just expand on the description here. Like you can even use the same thing as the headline more or less, like get a custom list of the best new construction inventory in Vancouver, not found on MLS. Call to action, learn more, in my experience, always works the best. It's just the truth. I've always found learn more works the best. So this is interesting here. Like you wanna look at the different placements, right? Because you're gonna see how it looks on Instagram. You're gonna see how it looks on Facebook feed, Facebook Marketplace, stories and reels. like it's going to automatically take your headlines and like move them around for you. So you don't have to worry about this too much, but it's good to kind of like poke around and just make sure like everything looks good, because you can actually customize them per placement. So if you hit edit here, you can in theory like customize them for one individual placement if you don't like the way it looks. But yeah, like newsfeed basically are going to be the highest performing ads most of the time. That's just the way it is. So custom list of new construction homes, super simple. Now, basically what you're going to do down here is you're actually going to create your form. So this is where this gets tricky, but basically there's a couple options here. So in this form, I'd say like new construction, Vancouver. There's a couple different form types, the higher intent and more volume. So more volume will just submit the information that they have on Facebook as their default information. But to be honest with you, Facebook was what, 2007 when Facebook started? So like a lot of times people's Facebook accounts are connected to an old email. So I like higher intent. We found this to work better just because like, you know, the email I might want to put in is not the same as the email that Facebook's going to default to. So this will add a review step that just gives them a chance to review the information that's inputted and submit it. Now, essentially here, you can upload a background image, so we can literally do the same image as before, just to give consistency. That's generally what I would do. And then you want to just repurpose the same things you've been using as far as the headline goes. Basically get a custom list of the latest new construction homes. I like to add emojis in here that really fit what you're trying to say. Basically, the description, you want to kind of add something like, where should we send your list? So basically you want to encourage them to put in a correct email so that they're going to get the list by email. If you don't say something like that, they could just be putting in a fake email so that they get to the next step. But the reality is how most people run these ads for a custom list is they just put a link to their MLS website where people start looking at like a search result. And all they got from this ad was just a search result. It's like a custom list, but it's not really custom. It's just a list. So if you actually want to do this ad, what I recommend doing is having either a page on your website or literally a PDF document where you can like update the document regularly with new homes if you're going to run this ad. And then it gives you a good reason to like follow up with people. And I'm going to show you how to do that. So basically, where should we send your list? We will email you the current list of new construction homes. Now your questions. So this is actually like, what information are you asking for? Obviously you want to ask for phone number. So the general idea is full name, email, phone number. That's basically what you want. Privacy policy, you're going to have to, obviously you're going to want phone number. You're not going to get an accurate phone number all the time. You want to go for it, right? Because some people will just give it to you. Most of the conversions you're going to get are from people that leave their phone numbers. Now, basically what you're going to do here is link to your privacy policy. So like I can go to my real estate website here, my brokerage one, and just down at the bottom, you'll have a privacy policy. You should have this with like literally any brokerage provided website, and you can just throw that in here. That's all you need to do. The review screen is basically a chance for them to look over the information while they do it, and they have a slide to submit here. So yeah, that's really about it. I mean, there's not a whole lot else to do. Thanks, you're all set. The last thing you're going to do is expect an email from us with your custom list updated every week. So you want to really just make it like enticing in the meantime, and then you want to go to the call to action button. So this is what most people do, is in this call to action button, they just send people to like a search, right? What I would do instead is like, you can basically send them to a document. So the call to action is like, you could do view custom list. So there's a couple ways you could do this. You can say, expect an email from us shortly with your custom list. And then from that, you have to connect this to your CRM and build an automation that fires out like a custom list. The better way to do this, because like you obviously want to connect this to your CRM too, and you want to start nurturing them. How we do this with our clients is we set up drip campaigns where we have essentially we have emails that go out from both like Google ads and Facebook ads, whatever type of advertising we're doing, we do both, but we usually have videos hitting them by email. But what you can do here is really interesting, is when you have a file, and you'll see this file's named $10 million plus Google ads PDF. So I can take the link to this file, add it as the link in here. Now I'll just pretend this is a custom list of new construction homes. So if I upload a new file in here, called 10 million plus Google ads, like the exact same name, it will update the file and keep the link the same. So all you need to do is have a document where you say like, here's the top 10 new construction homes right now. Have that in like a nice document you build in Canva or something, and just update it every week and put the list date, listed, this date, or unlisted, currently unlisted, coming soon, something like that. And just have a rolling document that you're always updating with new properties, and then you have to change nothing. That's the best part about this. So say this is the file type. As long as you're uploading the same file in here as like Google Ads, $10 million Google Ads.pdf. So say you do custom Vancouver new construction updated weekly, and you just have that exact same file name, you can just push that into Google Drive, and then essentially you won't have to change your ad or anything, because it'll just keep taking them to the same file, but the file will be updated. I would actually change this to view last week's list. I think it's better. So that's a cool little hack you can do here. The way that most people do this is they'll just put a link to like their website. So you could go to your website here and you could actually create a search. And this is what you would do if you were doing like a condo custom list, or if you're doing like a waterfront custom list, is you'd actually like go in here and you choose, like, say I was doing all of Vancouver, and you choose the type of dwelling and you do like condos. So say I was doing a custom list of condos, and I just search and I'd take this and I'd change it to like newest listings. And this is what we do for our clients for Google Ads, right? Is driving traffic here. So that's the custom list type of ad. It would be the same literally ad, except you'd say view custom list and you put the link in here. Now you can do that as well. If you have new construction on your property, you could do 2023 plus. And let me just remove all. This is the other way to do it. This is the alternative way. Now you can say, here's a custom list of new construction properties built in 2023, right? And so that'll show you that. And you can obviously get more granular than this. You can build multiple of these ads for different areas in your town, right? And that's when it gets kind of interesting, is because now you're sending them to your website, and if they want to look at something, they're going to have to sign up on your website as well, which will go into your CRM, etc. So there's a couple ways to do this. I think with new construction, it's more interesting because you can actually build like a resource that you send them to. And then on that resource, you have like information about your team, maybe your offer. Like one of our clients that's really successful with this has like a happy home buyer guarantee, where he guarantees you'll be happy with your new construction home, or they'll list it for free within a year. So you can have information about that, how to contact you. And that way you get right front and center with them. And it's like, do you want to see any of these homes? And I can't show you what he does exactly, but like, if you want to see any of these homes, give us a call. We have a guarantee. Here's the most updated listings current to like this date. So make the document actually current. That's the harder way to do this, basically. The easier way to do this is by doing it this way, where you actually just you go in and you put like all the listings that are built in 2023. And I would make this, if you're going to do it that way, more specific, and do this ad where it's like not new construction homes, but do new construction detached homes or new construction condos in downtown or something, and just get a little bit more granular. But that's basically it. You go ahead and create their form, let people know how you will give their information, or it'll be shared. So what you can do here is just see examples, and Facebook will give you some examples here. I just forgot this part. We'll use this information to contact you about events. We'll use the information to send you our weekly newsletters. You can just say, we'll use this information to send you your custom list and contact you about future properties. Then go ahead and hit create form. And that's basically it. Like that, we have our ad built, we have our form, we're basically done, and we can go publish. Once you publish, Facebook's gonna go through a review process where they're gonna make sure you're following their guidelines. You may get rejected and you can appeal that. But this is basically it. Then you wanna go in and you wanna connect, and you can find guides for this online. I'm not gonna show you to do it right now, but connecting your Facebook ad account to your CRM might require a tool like Zapier. And it depends, like some CRMs can connect natively to Facebook, some can't. So that's a whole different tutorial, but you want to make sure those leads are going into your CRM, and then you set up a workflow or an automation. And this is something we do for our clients. Set up a workflow or an automation so that they start getting more emails after they sign up for that list. So it's like, hey, thanks for signing up for a list. Here's a quick video on everything you need to know about buying new construction homes in Vancouver. Make an informative video, put it on YouTube, link to that in your email, so they get your list, and then they get a video explainer explaining the things they need to know about buying new construction. Because most of the time, most people have never bought new construction before. So there's things they need to know about the final walkthrough, how to hold builders accountable, like things like that are just different from buying resale. The taxes, for example. So making a video and having that automatically delivered to them, that's super key to a successful ad. Is like you can't just leave it there, right? You can't just leave it at the guide and then expect to get results. Really quickly, I wanted to tell you about a brand new app and community that Agent Launch just launched. We are literally giving away everything for free. It is our mission now to make advanced real estate marketing education free for everyone. So we're opening up all of our formerly paid programs absolutely free. I'm talking online lead conversion training, Google Ads training, YouTube training, which I just redid, conversion and systems training. I have 6 full real estate marketing and sales courses for you in our new app, which you can find in the App Store, or comment down below this video and I will send you a link to sign up. What you need to focus on is the conversion, right? You need to focus on the conversion, how to actually convert leads at a high level, and you need to focus on how to optimize your ads too. It's not about just building one ad. Like, you have to build multiple ads and optimize them over time and see which ones are getting you the best, not only cost per lead, but what are getting you the best cost per appointment. Because sometimes you might get a higher cost per lead here, lower cost per lead here, but you might be getting all the best opportunities here. Like, we just had a client who's 3 weeks into our program who got an $8 million deal done, which is really soon. But what happened was interesting is he had 3 campaigns. One was $15 a lead, one was $20 a lead, and one was $50 a lead. And our media buying team was basically checking in with him, and he's like, no, like, don't pause the $50 lead campaign, because that's where the $8 million deal came from. And he has another $6 million deal he's talking to from that same campaign. So sometimes the higher cost per lead are generating the better opportunities. Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss our future tutorials. Leave some comments below if you want access to our masterclass and our brand new free community and app. You can also find us in the App Store at Agent Launch. I look forward to seeing you guys there on the other side. I hope you enjoy.